Yeah, 28 minutes to 12. This Cairns Post reader survey has really uncovered some interesting information as far as local people's thoughts are concerned, their preferences are concerned. That 77% wanting the crocodiles gone was one that has come as a surprise to a lot of observers. It's a big vote to do something about it, clearly because of the threat to the lives of our members of our families. Now, in the Cairns Post today on page 6, here's another probably stunning outcome. It says if politicians are waiting for a mandate to ramp up dredging in Trinity Inlet, they have that mandate now. Calcino writes, 4 years, 3 polls, no change in opinion. The Cairns Post's recent Your Say on the Far North reader survey asked if the current dredging program should be expanded to allow bigger ships full of tourists to dock. An overwhelming 80% of respondents backed the idea, in almost perfect synchrony with previous independent appraisals. Now, Chris Calcino goes on to say, Compass Research conducted a random survey ahead of the 2016 local government elections and discovered 82.5% of residents supported deepening the shipping channel. A couple of years earlier, another Compass survey commissioned by Ports North found 78% of people supported dredging. The key difference this time is that dredging has been approved subject to a protracted business case from Building Queensland, but not to a satisfactory degree. For Far Northerners, Bob Manning believes politics, not economic and environmental realities, have triggered the current scaled-down 1 million cubic metre dredging plan. The 2014 study for the Newman government's since abandoned 4.4 million cubic metre proposal found dredge spoil could be placed at a depth of 28.7 metres with basically no dispersal, even in cyclonic conditions. Look, a lot of that we've known already, and a lot of people have been disgusted by the position taken by the state government on that matter. But gee, that 80% figure surely is seen as Chris Calcino put it, overwhelming. Emma Thirkell's on the line. Emma's Secretary of Cairns Port Development Inc. Hello, Emma.
Hello.
Probably no surprises there for you.
No, not at all. And Cairns Port Development Inc., which is a voluntary community-based group, came together in 2015 very strongly, very strong support. So this is, no new news, but Chris is obviously, in the paper today, they're bringing forward some really important facts,
yes.
And that is that this project won't allow in the Voyager class, which is only 20 metres longer than the 300 metres that this downscaled project will supply. So, I hope we can be optimistic about this and that, we can see, take note of the science, take note of the economic opportunities and get this situation sorted out because, quite frankly, this Reef 2050 plan is not doing our federal members any favours and they need to amend it. So, I noticed Mr. Inch is saying in this article, the Reef 2050 plan does not restrict the size of the dredging work. It just means they have to find onshore placement to put the dredge spoil. Well, in 2015, the Reef 2050 plan calls the project to stall and triple in size, then get downscaled. And what we can't take our eye off is the fact that when this downscaled project gets delivered, the Reef 2050 plan says no more capital works on the shipping channel in the Port of Cairns. No more. So unless we get this project right, this Reef 2050 plan has to be amended and they can't hide from this fact. And we're going to take it to them over the next period of time. We're going to advocate for this. There's another comment in the paper today from Dennis Walls. Well, in all due respect, CAFNAC are notorious for misrepresenting the facts. They appear divisive and they scaremonger and they don't pay regard to strict rules that apply to any dredging or port development. And in this day and age, we're very fortunate because we deliver world's best practice engineering, outstanding solutions for the environment. In some cases, the solutions improve our natural assets. And nobody in the city and nobody in the far north Queensland region wants to erode or damage our natural assets. And you can see, 80% support and, having a look at the people and the comments around why they don't support it, there's still a number of people that say, look, they'd still support it as long as it doesn't do any damage. So, and it doesn't. So I believe that even more than 80% of people would support this project if they understood all of the facts around it.
Now, this 2050 plan you talk about, obviously it applies constraints on development of our port here in Cairns, but not on ports up and down the Queensland coast, just us. And once again, if I remember rightly, it was an exercise in pandering to the United Nations. Now, does that make it particularly difficult to get it reversed as you want to see happen?
It does, because obviously we've got to convince people that don't live here, that don't understand the local impacts, that don't understand the project very well, that they've put an economic cap on the city's growth, and it's very hard to reach through to those high-level decision makers and those people that are talking to UNESCO. But that's what we vote. That's why we vote for local representation in our state members and our federal members. We vest the task with them to talk to those people at UNESCO to say, Cairns should also be a priority port or a strategic port. It should be the port should be allowed to grow with the city. You can't constrain the development around the port in this day and age when we do it so well. It needs to be a priority port, a strategic port. We need to grow HMAS Cairns. We need to bring the HMAS Canberra into port, the hospital ship. We need to make this resilient city so that, if we do have big cyclones in the region, or, we need to service the city as it grows.
What's your organisation's view on Fred White's vision released earlier this week?
It's great. The feedback's been really good. Obviously, in terms of going forward, it's a presentation of an idea. We need to bring all of the facts to the table. We need to consult with all of the stakeholders. There's a huge amount of work, but at least it's vision.
Yes.
At least there's leadership.
Yes.
At least people have got some direction. And, the people that are involved have the interests of the city at heart, including the mayor. We've got to listen to these people because at the end of the day, the Port of Cairns is historically very important infrastructure.
Thank you, Emma. Good to talk to you today. Emma Thirkell is Secretary, Cairns Port Development Inc., with the time now on 20 to